Hey, what is going on Facebook and YouTube? I'm super excited on tonight. Welcome to Let's Face It live show with your coach. That is me, Shakima S. Dot to the Perry. How y'all guys doing tonight? I hope y'all guys are having a great night. I'm super excited about this topic on tonight. So if you guys don't know, this month is Entrepreneur Month. So everything that we're going to talk about is business. So this week I'm actually going to be on all week. This week I don't have any special guests, but y'all like me, right? I hope y'all do. But anyway, yeah, so I'll be doing all three shows, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I do have some some guests that are going to be coming on because some things happen, but hey, you just got to keep it moving, right? So let me just do this real quick. Hold on one second. I forgot to do this really quick, and then we're going to get into it. Hold on one second. So I hope y'all having a great night. If y'all want to say hello, say hello. That'll be great. I will appreciate that. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So if y'all guys are on here and you watch the replay, please share this live. I say this all the time. Sometimes y'all share it, sometimes y'all do not. But please share it because I want other people to be blessed. It's so many different things that I know I can help others. So that's the only reason why I tell you to share it. It's not about, I want to go viral. It's not about that. It's more so I want people to be blessed and I want people to be able to get these resolutions that I do give. So that's what it's about. So please share this if you do jump on and you're watching the replay, okay? So I just want to give you the backdrop or the purpose of the show. So what is the reason behind Let's Face It? Why are we talking about Let's Face It, right? So Let's Face It is a show to actually bring up issues, topics, different things that you guys may have in your mind or you just never thought about, or maybe you want to start your own business, maybe you want to do this, do that. I had last week I was talking about starting my online business and how to make consistent income. So different things that I've been talking about. So y'all guys it may actually be helpful to you. So look on my page, or you can go to Shakima S. Perry, which is my fan page, or Shakima Perry if you are my friend. Go ahead and look at those old videos. I'm telling you, they are very beneficial. It's going to help you in the long run. I'm telling you, if you are someone that wants to open a business or want to start. So definitely check those other videos out. So that's what it's really about. Bring up topics, bring up issues, and I give resolutions, or I bring experts to do it as well. So I'm not the only person that has all the answers, all right? So I bring other people on as well. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to jump into it. So I'm going to give you the topic. So tonight's topic is, let me get to the topic. So tonight's topic, so this is actually season 2, episode 17, how to hire a successful team. So what we're talking about is business. So how to hire a successful business team, right? So we're going to get into like the issues, because some of you guys may want to hire employees or hire VAs, which is virtual assistants, things like that. And you may need some tips on how to do that, how to kind of what to look for, right? Because I have been through some things when it came to hiring people and it wasn't cute. So I'm going to give you some issues tonight, and I'm going to give you some resolutions to help you to hire a good team so you can get things done, because that's what's important, especially if you're someone that is working part-time or you want to go full-time into your business one day. Okay, so this is very, very important. So season 2, episode 17, how to hire is the topic. I forgot to put that as a topic. It's a topic. So the topic is how to hire a successful team. I need to put that. I like to put that in there. So how to hire a successful team. So we're going to jump into it. So what we're going to do is first, we always go through what the issues would be, right? So what issues you may have by building a team in business. So what issues you may run into. So one issue you can run into is finding finding a person that's not reliable at all. Like you tell them to do something, they are not doing it. And you're like, what's going on? And you asking questions. Oh, and they're making excuses. Oh, this is that. Making excuses, everything in the book, but actually getting the job done. So not reliable. That is a big issue when it comes to you hiring somebody, because when you're someone like, say for example, you want to be, because I know my one of my friends, actually she was on the show last week. She owns her own store. So a lot of times eventually you want to actually be able to trust somebody with your store or with your business, that you don't have to actually be there. So when you find a not reliable person, that's what the issues that you actually have when you hire a person that's not reliable. Okay, so we're going to get into the resolutions and how you can kind of sift that out, right? Or basically find little things that you see that you like, I'm not going to do that. All right. So another thing is they don't understand their job duties. So you may give them something, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. They don't understand it. So they're like, oh, I'm not sure. And you got to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the same thing. Like I told you 5 times, like they don't understand what they're supposed to do. That can be a major issue when it comes to hiring someone. Either it could be virtual or it could be real life. Like you tell them 50 million times, you got to tell them over and over and over and over again. This is your job duties, because when you come back, things are not done, right? Another one, don't follow directions or instructions. So you give an assignment, you say, hey, do this. They doing a total opposite. You like, what is going on? Like, huh? I told you to do this, this, and this. Why this, and this is being done? Because they felt like they wanted to do it their way. I don't know. Like, I mean, these are the things I'm telling you. These are the things I have went through when it came to hiring people. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm telling you issue. These are the issues you're going to encounter, right? So they don't follow directions. Another thing, not flexible. So they want to work when they feel like working. They want to do it the way they want to do it. They ain't flexible. They like, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me, oh, I got to do this and do that. They're not flexible at all. Like when you hire somebody, you expect them to be flexible in your time, right? So they're not flexible at all. So that's an issue when you're hiring a team member or team in general. Another thing, they think they're the boss. I went through that. I tell you, I kid you not. I kid you not. I went through that. They think they're the boss. They try to tell you what to do, what they want to do, and what you're gonna do, right? So that is a big issue when it comes to like when you're hiring somebody, they start to act like they paying you and you ain't paying them no more. That is a big issue, because the reason why I say that's a big issue, because when you're trying to run a business, you have so much on your plate. So when you're giving your employees a directive, you expect it to be done, because you already saying like, look, I got this, this, and this to do. And now you got to figure out why your employee is acting like they the boss. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it could be very frustrating. Okay. So that's a frustration that can take place when you hire the wrong person. So this is what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. So when we get back, we're going to talk some more about, we're going to get into more so of the resolution and how to look at the signs, what to look for, what to do, what's the process when it comes to hiring that right person. So we're going to get into it. So let me just go ahead and put on this quick commercial. We'll be right back, okay? Introducing Unlimited Faith. Pre-order your copy today. Go to www.gleebargaincenters.com. Get your faith pumped to a new level. You will never be the same after you read this book. Go get your copy today. Don't wait. All right, so we are back. Thank you so much, you guys, hanging in there with me, tuning in with me. So I'm gonna tell you a story. So before I get into the resolution, I'm gonna tell you a quick story of my journey. Okay. So as some of you guys know, I'm full-time entrepreneur, right? So I have a lot of duties. I have 3 companies. So I need help to work certain things in my company, especially social media. So my goal was to hire 2 employees to do certain things on my social media because I knew I wasn't able to do all of the things that I'm trying to do and trying to do, do when it comes to my business, even when it comes to the show. This show alone, and y'all guys don't know, it's a lot of work to put together. It's not like bam, bam, 1, 2, 3, especially when I have guests. It takes a lot. So, and then I have other things that I'm doing. Then currently I'm working on something new. So, that takes a lot of my time. So I needed people that was going to be reliable, responsible to run certain things on my social media account. So pretty much is a VA, right? So I have virtual assistants. I don't have physical assistants, or not physical assistants, but I don't have employees that work for me hands on in a sense of, like if I own a store or have a store, things like that. So the first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a quick story. So when I first became full-time, I told you I wanted to hire 2 people, right? And so I'm going to tell you, it's a website. Some of you guys may know it. It's called Upwork. So Upwork, I have used Upwork for years. I've probably been using it since 2018, right? So I have hired people before for real estate. I hire people there. And, usually I don't really have to do an interview. I don't have to do no interview. I look at all their credentials and look at everything that they have based on what they wrote in there. And then I look at their reviews and different things like that. And I just go by that. And I'm like, wow, they're great employees. Let me go ahead and hire them. Right. So I have done that at least twice. So I hired 2 people at one time before I came full time. I hired 2 people without having an interview, just went by their credentials. Right. Both employees were great. No problem with the employees. The first employee I had to let go because of the fact that, my money, I was like, I felt like I couldn't afford it because it was, the fact of I stopped doing real estate at the time. So I stopped doing the real estate business. So I kind of like say, I don't really need an employee for real estate. And then I hired somebody for my Instagram, and working with them was great. But it was like, they was the type of person, that's what they said. They're the type of person that, like I used to correspond with them through email, and they didn't want to do do a virtual video, not video, but have a virtual meeting. And I had to let them go because look, we have to come together because we have to figure out, it was some things going on that wasn't working. So we had to kind of put our heads together. The person didn't want to do it, so I had to let the person go. But they were great. Both of them was great, but I had to hire two new people. So I went through another system, whatever. I don't want to get, I told you Upwork, but I want to get into everything else. But went through another place to hire some more people. So what I did was when I started the process of trying to get people, I did the same thing when it came to Upwork, right? And I forgot the name of the website anyway, but I think it was a Philippine website or whatever with VAs and things like that. So I went to this website and I started the process of hiring. So I did the same thing I did with Upwork. I look at their credentials and I said, okay, their credentials are good. Okay, maybe have a conversation with them. So we'll do Zoom or something like that, just to talk to them about the job description. So it really wasn't an interview. It was more so, hey, you're hired, but let me tell you what I need for you to do. That was just it, right? Because that's how I hired on Upwork. That's it. That's what I hired. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So what happened was I hired one person, and the first person I hired was really good. Now, the only thing is it was hard for that person to understand certain things. So I had to kind of reiterate back and forth the same information, regurgitate the same information over and over again. And I'm a type of person, and I'm being honest, people that know me, I don't like to repeat myself millions of times. I'm just not like that. I don't like to repeat. So that was a little frustrating, but that person was pretty good, was decent or whatever. With that, I didn't really have an interview with her, but it was a rocky situation because the understanding, because of, the language, she couldn't understand. So that was a frustration. So with that situation, it wasn't really more so that it was a real issue that she couldn't do the job. She didn't understand the responsibility. So that's one of the issues that we dealt with at the very beginning. Then secondly, I need another person. So we're going to go to the other thing. So the other person. So I need another person. I did the same thing. It was actually the person I hired was someone that I didn't hire. So I was choosing between two people, and one of them got the job. The one that kind of was having difficulties understanding, but was a good employee, but had difficulties, right? So I hired the person that I didn't hire because I said, hey, something opens up, I'll go ahead and hire you. So they was like, okay, cool, sound good. So this particular person was totally different. Now, when I say it was totally different, I told them to do this, this, and this. So I gave them responsibility. So I always give like a a daily task. This is what you'll do daily based on the hours I hire you for, things like that. So this person created content for me. So when I got the content back, I didn't like it. And I was like, can you do this? Can you do that or whatever? So the person, I could tell they was a little like, oh, okay. But they kind of like didn't like the fact I didn't like their content, right? Then after that, they wound up not doing it or whatever. So they wasn't reliable. They wound up not doing it. And then the next day I said, hey, what's going on or whatever. And it was like, oh, I had to fix it. So they made some type of excuse. No, matter of fact, I forgot. So before I hired her, it was another guy. It was on Upwork. I hired him and he never did no work. So we're gonna revert back to her. He never did no work. He did one post and that was that. And he kept on saying, I'm gonna do it, we're gonna do it. I need more time. More time for what? It wasn't hard work. So with him, I hired him and fired him in 2 days. That was situations. I forgot about mentioning him. That was before this other young lady. Then I hired this young lady, and then she didn't do the work. Then she was complaining about the time schedule. So I said, hey, can you work this time? And she was like, oh, yeah, I can work this time, but don't change my schedule. Don't change it again. And I said, I was like, what does that mean? Don't change it. I said, when you hire somebody, you got to be open to being flexible. See, that's what we were talking about, right? So we went through this process of, not went through this process, but I told her like, hey, yes, this is the time you can work, but you have to be flexible because, that time could change, right? And I said, hey, we're going to have a meeting tomorrow because it was about something else that I need to meet with her. So I told her that. And literally, guess what this person did? She blocked me. So all I did was tell her a directive and say, hey, this is how we're going to do things. I hired you. You didn't hire me. And she blocked me. So she worked for one day. And the thing is, I was like thinking about, should I pay her? She worked for 1 day or 2 days or something like that. Like, should I pay her anything? And I was like, I ain't paying her anything. Cause I'm like, and then she blocked me anyway. She completely blocked me. So that was the situation. So what I realized was I had to have a more streamlined way of doing things when it comes to hiring somebody, because I was really what is the word? I was really naive when it came to hiring these people from other countries, thinking like, oh, they have great credentials, they're gonna be good, right? So I was very naive about that. So what I did was, and I'm gonna tell you this, do this at the beginning so you won't have any issues. Have interview questions, and have, especially when you're hiring people, have behavioral interview questions. And what that basically means is, I wish I had the questions on here. Let me see if I can find the interview questions I was talking about. Okay, here we go. I found it. Look at God. So So like a behavioral interview question would be, how long have you been doing social media marketing? Right. So you asking them, how long have you been doing it? Have you done this before? How do you act under pressure? Things like that. How do you work with others? So those are like behavioral questions. So like, how do you behave if this came up? So that is important. So I created a interview questions, right? So when I was gonna hire the second person, the first person I was good. I had some little issues with her because she was trying to figure out, but she's good now. Like she's really good. She was always good. It's just she kind of didn't understand certain things, and we figured it out. Thank God. And also, when it comes to you have to be patient with people too. That's another thing. I had to be patient. So what happened was, because I created this interview process, right, to ask these questions. So the next person I hired, it was a good person. This person actually helped me with my book, helped me to put some finishing touches on my book, helped me to create great content. And because I asked these questions, it made it better when it came to me making a decision to hire that person. So a lot of times we get caught up and be like, oh, I just want to hire somebody. I just want to hire, because I was like in a rush. So don't be in a rush to hire someone and you get the wrong person. So by me creating this, that helped. So that's my story of what happened. But I'm gonna go into some more details of each question that we talked about. But that's what I had to do. And now I have 2 team members, a great team, and I'm happy with both of them. And they do great work. And I literally don't really have to do anything. Like the things that, like I had my first VA that I hired, she's so good now that I don't even check her work, which I need to, but I don't check her work because I be busy. But everything she put in, the content is great because we went through that process, and we went through the process of being patient. I had to be patient. So as an employer, you got to be patient. Now, if it's they deliberately doing something, then that's totally different. But you got to be patient with people that you hire. So I'm going to go into the questions real quick because it's not too many. And I'm going to, let me see. Let's take a look here. All right. So the first thing we talked about was not being reliable. So when it comes to employee, like we talked about, you have to kind of go through those interview questions, go through that, those questions saying, hey, are you an on-time person? Are you someone that's going to have difficulties doing this? That's why you ask the questions like when I talked about, how long you've been doing it. Even though they gave you your resume, gave you different things, ask them. And then you can actually, especially if you do like I would definitely do a virtual interview, you can kind of see their face. Because I actually, before I got the last person, I actually had this guy that I was asking questions. He was like you could tell he was looking like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, how long you been working this? I've been working, and he looking like, you could tell that he wasn't sure. So a lot of times it's good to have that face-to-face with people when it comes to interviewing. So when you do that, you can kind of tell their body language, different things like that. So when someone is not reliable, you can kind of tell by the questions you ask that if they're a reliable person. Are they quick? Are they confident, right? So when someone don't understand their job duties, that's something you can kind of tweak out. I would say that because, if they're not understanding, you could kind of go over with them, maybe have a Zoom meeting, things like that. That's not something to fire somebody for. Now, if someone not being reliable, absolutely get rid of them. Just like that guy I told you about, he literally didn't do nothing but one post. I got rid of him. He was not reliable. And I think I waited 2 days before I even got anything from him. Before he actually did the first post. So not reliable, kicked out, don't understand job duties. You can work with that person, kind of get them to understand it. So you're able to kind of work together, because if I would have let my VA go, she was a good one. She was really good. She was very sweet, very kind. And she was a Christian woman, which I did like, but she was just really sweet. And I was like, I could have let a good person go. And she's really, really good. She does a great job. So Don't following direction. So with don't follow direction, that could be a little bit mixture with you not understanding the job duty. So just make sure that it's clear if they understand it. Meaning, like I would say, not following directions would be more so if you tell them to do one thing, they do the total opposite. That's not following directions. But if they kind of confuse or like, oh, they try to do it, but it looks messed up or it's not, they're not sure. That's probably in a category of they don't understand their job duties. But you know, if they completely do the total opposite of what you said, then you may have to kind of maybe give them a couple of days, and you may have to let them go. Okay, so these are things you got to go through. Not flexible. So when you ask the question, that's why it's important with these interview questions. That's why I mentioned it. When you ask the question, when can you work? Do you have a specific time? Are you not available certain times? It's okay if you have kids and you can say, hey, you know, I'm available mostly from this time to that time. So say, for example, I'm available from 10 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. Those are the times I could work. That's fine. But if you say, well, I'm only available from 11 to 12, that's it. Like, that's not flexible. So you got to ask those questions in that interview so you can kind of get those questions answered when it comes to, you know, saying, you know, making sure that they are flexible so you're able to, you know, get the job done, like I just mentioned, right? So another thing, let me see. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, so we went over not reliable, don't understand their duties, don't follow directions, and also not being flexible, right? Let me see. I think that's what we went over. Yeah, so we went over that. We actually went over more than I was supposed to. I was supposed to do 3, but that's fine. We're going to take another commercial break. And when we get back, I'm going to go through the others, right? And then I have something else to share with you. So definitely check out this commercial and we'll be right back. Trying to take the best selfies to promote your clothing brand? Looking for new ways to promote your products and services on social media? You see, people are always browsing the web, searching. How about you create professional commercials to drive traffic to your websites? You will blow your customers away with these incredible visuals of your products and services. Learn how to create these commercials, voiceovers, strategies on how to increase your sales, and more. Go to bit.ly/create commercials to register today. All right, we are back. Okay, so we went over 4. It's going to be 3. I'll try to stay within 3 because I have another 3. But so we're going to go over the other 2. So the other one is they think that they are your boss. So with something like that, if they acting like they trying to tell you what to do and what they're going to do and what they're going to not do, and they try to tell you, like, if you say, hey, I want it this way, and they like, no, I want it that way, and they fighting you on work and stuff like that, you got to check that. You got to say, I'm not going to say fire them right away, but I would say, check that. Hey, you know, I want it this way. So don't fight me on this. You know, this is, you know, something I want. You know, you kind of let them know that, but they continue to do that and kind of like, no, let me tell you. I remember the guy that didn't do no work. He did that. He was like, no, let me tell you what you should do. Let me tell you what you should do. Let me tell you. I'm like, huh? Like, I'm the boss. I'm supposed to be telling you what to do. You don't tell me what to do. And it's not about being a boss, like you trying to be bossy, but more so like you let them know, hey, I'm hiring you for a job. This is what I want you to do. It's okay. I'm a type of person. I'm a type of boss. I'm okay with taking suggestions, but don't say, well, no, it should be this way. Like, say, for example, like one of my VAs and stuff like that, she does things for me. I always ask her for her opinion. What do you think about this? Do you think that's good? Or what do you think? What do you think? And then she tells me, and I'll say, okay, thanks. And sometimes I, you know, in most cases, if she tells me something different, I usually listen to her because she's, you know, she doesn't really say anything in a sense of like trying to control the situation. So I'm like, hey, you know, what do you think? You think I should move it there? Or maybe it should be looking like this. She's like, oh, it looks nice. And sometimes she'll be like, oh, why don't you do this? And I'm like, oh, you're right. Okay. So I listen to my employees. It's okay to be open-minded, but they cannot take control. You are the employer, they are the employee, right? So that's an issue that you have to address, right? Another thing, not punctual. So if they have a set time they're supposed to work, they need to be working. Now, sometimes it happens, especially when you work in virtual, you're like, okay, something happened. But I always tell my VAs and tell my employees that let me know if something's wrong. A lot of times, sometimes they have issue with the internet or something went wrong. I always let them know, let me know. I'm very flexible in the sense of like, okay, you can't work this time because something happened, or you can't work this time because the internet went out, or whatever the case may be. You gotta be, you gotta let your employees know. So basically, overall communications is key to to actually hiring a successful team. Communication, and it's certain things that you're not going to tolerate. So I'm gonna go over it just really quick of what it looks like to you in the sense of either you should keep this employee or not keep this employee. So I'm gonna go down the line. So not reliable. You cannot rely on them at all. Done. Get rid of them. Don't understand their job duties. That's something you can work out. You can kind of figure out, okay, let's go over this again, right? Be patient, right? Another one, don't follow instructions, meaning deliberately not follow instructions. Anytime you tell them to do something, they're doing something total opposite. Done. Get rid of them. You don't need that stress because you have to get your work done. Not flexible. If they ain't flexible, they can't work your time. Done. Get rid of them. I'm just being honest. They think you are their boss. Done. Get rid of them. I'm being honest. Don't stress yourself out. Okay. There are many people that can work. They not flexible. Done. They think you're your boss. They telling you what to do. Done. Goodbye. That's that's my philosophy, because I have so much to do. I got to worry about my employees trying to tell me what to do, and they act like they're my boss. Not punctual. Now, not punctual, that can be worked out. How you can work that out is saying, hey, let me know if something comes up. And you have to let them know that if they're not doing that, you gotta reiterate that to them. Hey, you gotta let me know if you cannot work. Okay? Because that could be very frustrating if you need something done or a deadline done or whatever the case may be. So some of the things you can work out, some of the things you like, and cut it out. You got to go. So those are the things that we went over today, and I gave you those resolutions for that. So that's how you hire a successful team. So everything that I taught you, that is how you hire a successful team. And the first thing starts with the interview process. So make sure you set that up properly so you can kind of tell just through the interview if this is the right fit. So you're not going through all these emotions and all these different things that I have gone through. Okay. So I'm just going to show you something real quick, and then we're about to go. I know y'all guys saying like, look, you too long. Now I'm playing. But anyway, I'm going to show y'all something, and I'm about to be out your way. So yeah, if y'all guys checked out that last commercial, hold on, let me see where is that. Y'all check out the last commercial. That is my class. That's this week, this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. If you're not able to make it, I have a lifetime access to the replay. So get your super low price for only $37 for how to create captivating commercials that sells. Okay. Go to bit.ly/create commercials. I'm going to tell you something. Video marketing. I'm going to tell you this. Video marketing will increase your sales 82%. Okay. So commercials, videos, I'm telling you, that will capture your audience. That will captivate your audience, and you will see a difference in your profit. I actually sold thousands and thousands of dollars worth of merchandise just with videos. So commercials are the same thing as a video marketing. Video marketing is big. So I want to teach you these concepts. So the things I'm going to teach you this really, really quick is I'm going to show you how to create these commercials on 2 platforms. I'm going to also show you how to do intros. You know, the intros to this show, if you ever want to do your own show, I'll show you how to do the intros. I show you how to do the countdowns, all of that. I'm going to show you how to do that in this class. I'm also going to give you some sales strategies. So how do you sell? Some strategies that I use to actually sell these videos on social media. So I'm gonna give you sales strategies. I'm also going to show you how to do voiceovers. You know, the voiceovers in the commercial, you hear someone talking, you'll be able to create that on these commercials. This is super exciting. I already have students ready to go. It's a super low price, $37. It is going to go up after. I'll put it like this, and I'm going to share it with you. After the live class on Thursday, this is going to go up because it's actually worth more than $37. All the things that I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you on 2 platforms too. You're getting a steal. Okay. So go to bit.ly/create commercials and get this class in your hands. Okay. So that's what I want to actually share on tonight. So bit.ly/create commercials. And I try to put it in the chat. I always forget to put it in my in the live video. I'll try to put it in a live video after this, okay? And also one more thing, and we about to head off. Let's see. Hold on. Just one more thing. And say, for example, you want to be a part of this show. You say, hey, Shakima, I want to be your guest. You want to be my guest? Go to purposetopromise@gmail.com. Email me. Let me know what you want to talk about. If it fits the show, I definitely would love to have you on. You see, this week I don't have any guests. If you guys maybe email me last week, you could have been on this week's show. Come on. Get it together. Hello. I'm waiting for you. Okay? I'm waiting for you. But anyway, go to purposetopromise@gmail.com if you want to be a part of the show. If you have any topics, also have any topics, things you want to talk about, things you're struggling with, you know, I would never share your personal business. Email me some topics, what you want to talk about. Email me like, hey, I'm dealing with this. Can you talk about this? Go to purposetopromise@gmail.com as well. And if you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and go there as well. Okay? So we are done for tonight. I thank you so much for watching. I hope this was good information, that it kind of gave you like a backdrop, especially some of you guys may not go full-time. You're not full-time right now, and later on you become full-time. So you have some insight to say, okay, Shakima said this. Okay, this is what I'm going to do when I start hiring employees. You may not be ready for employees yet, but when you are ready, you have the tools and you have the strategies on how to hire the right people. Okay? So you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in to Let's What? Face It live show. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a super duper great night. Peace.